Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Bama Tractor, gardening, homesteading, prepping, whatever you want to call it. We'll talk about a little bit of all of it as we go through. Here's my garden. Getting a lot of weeds in these aisles here. Well, let me tell you what's going on today. It's always some varmint after your stuff. And of course I'm down here every day, so you gotta look at this old corn and looks like maybe a raccoon. I don't think the crows did it. They got into it. I don't see no deer tracks. Lord have mercy. Let's get on down here. Seems like it's just this corner right here they just got into it heavy, but well, they got in there and started just eating these ears up, didn't they? I mean, shoot them up. Look out through there, see 20, 30 ears they got into. This old silver queen, it's about done to serve this time. Come out here yesterday, we got in after church and seeing all this, I guess it had to happen Saturday night. But anyways, it's always something trying to get you stuff. I make you get down here late at night and shoot whatever it is. I'm sure there'll be enough left over at the end of the day. I catch one of them out here and I got my 22 on me, I'm sure I'd pop it. Field corn, yeah, they got into some of the field corn. Really on this end, oh look at that right there, they had a good time on that ear, didn't they? They cleaned that ear from one end to the other. It's mostly this corner over here. Wow. Hey, it's always something. Look at that one. They got a good meal out of it. Their bellies ought to be full. Letting more rattlesnakes go to seed. I need to get down here and pull a bunch of these that's full pod and just let them dry out. Get the seeds out of them. Yeah, there's nothing they got into. There's nothing. I'm gonna let every bit of this just go to just stay on the stalk and get hard. It's gonna feed the chickens. Okra's doing well. Squash is about quit producing all the way around. Alright, that's a little quick walk around. So, we've come kind of the end of our season. I tell you what, this is a good time for. And when I planted, I had a chart where I kind of, drew out what was on each row, such as that. Well, and what variety I planted, and this and that and other. So it's really a good time. I'll pick up my notebook and I'll go through there and I'll write down what I did, which I, planted it and I laid by it twice. And even maybe make some notes. I really should have been making notes throughout the season. But right now it's kind of fresh on my mind. Things we dealt with, which was crows digging it out of the ground, and then of course we had some wind issues, blowed some corn up. Most of it stood back up, and then we had a pretty long little drought there. I mean, it was 14, 15, 16 days of real high temperatures and no rain, and it looked like we was going to lose it all. But we finally got some rain at the end of the season, we've had a good season. I've got plenty of beans, plenty of corn, plenty of squash, and plenty of okra. So, you know, cucumbers and tomatoes. Tomatoes probably lacking a little more than anything I've planted. And I say that, I mean, I've got 100 times more tomatoes sitting up there on the counter than I can eat. I guess my next step with the tomatoes is to make something out of them, and I'd like to make some kind of tomato paste. Just will we do it or not, I don't know. But anyways, it's a good time to sit down and reflect in your notes, and then next year when you go to plant, well, you'll know where you planted what, where you might want to plant it differently. You know, I may move the okra to the higher side, may move it completely to the bottom. Corn, I like the Silver Queen. I mean, it's a very uniform corn. Looks like it's all sitting at about 10 feet high. Whereas I get down into this field corn, I mean, some of it's 14, 15, 16 feet high. It's unbelievably high. Great old big long ears. Oh, field corn's 18-inch long ears. Silver Queen, they seem to be around a foot long, about 2 ears per stalk. Best corn ever eats. Just delicious. Just in fact, yesterday after church, my wife and I was seen how the animals that eat into it. She said she wanted to pull the ear off of it and shucked it back, and it's getting starchy, kind of full. You know, it's not, you know, not got that sweet milk in it that you like to get out of corn when you bite into it. And I picked another ear that was still milky. It's good. She was wanting to pull a couple of ears to butter up and make some corn on the cob with. And the next was, I said, well, taste the difference. And she said, yeah, I see what you mean. You know, one of them you bite into it and you might get some of that juice in your eyeball if you wasn't careful. And the other one just real starchy. I said, you see, I'm showing her how things change. She's, wouldn't call her a city gal, but she's never done any kind of farming or growing much. And if you want a plant to pass away quickly, let her start taking care of it. It won't be alive very long. But anyways, so we don't have a lot of plants in the house for that reason. Well, all right, it's kind of a little update on what's going on in the garden. It's really a great time to reflect on what kind of season it's been. Even start planning for next year. May do a fall garden, may do some kind of little cover plowed up, maybe plant it in some ryegrass, something like that. Something that kind of keeps some of the stray weeds out of it. May do some, what they call them, chickpeas or something like that. Something to make a good ground cover, may put some nitrogen back in the soil. Well, all right, thanks for watching, like and share, and we'll do another little garden update next week. Probably do a little bit more in the shop this week. Today's going to be a little bit about getting some tires on my wife's car. Brought it down there to the shop yesterday to change the oil. I guess it was Saturday. Yesterday was Sunday, so Saturday brought it down there to change her oil. Got to looking at it, and she's got a tire that's coming apart, and they all kind of down to the point of needing replaced. So I got to get over to the get some tires on it anyways. I got a tire changer in the shop and a little balancer, and I can do it, but usually they don't charge too much to mount and balance. If you're buying new tires, I'm not going to put them on. I'm just going to let whoever I buy the tires from put them on. If I find a really good deal on some used ones, sometimes I'll go that route and try to save $1 or $2. But anyways, have a good day. Have a blessed week. It's going to be hot, up in the mid-90s all week long. So stay hydrated.